I'm making a short video to explain why it's important when purchasing a vintage or antique music box to buy one that has been fully serviced. And fully serviced means that all of the dampers on the comb have been replaced. So this is a Rouge 144 Sublime Harmony movement. And I've taken the combs off. Bear with me here. I'm going to set the base plate back down. So this is what one of the combs looks like when it's removed. And if you notice, you can see that there's a number of tiny strips underneath on the underside of this comb. And what those are called are dampers. Here is one where everything has already been fully dampered and all the dampers have been trimmed to the proper length. Now, why are dampers important? I'm going to try to demonstrate this with my less than stellar video capabilities. So let's pretend that my finger here is the tooth on a comb. And this screwdriver here, excuse me, represents one of the pins on the cylinder. As the cylinder revolves, the pins strike the tooth, and that's what creates vibration, and sound is made up of vibrations, and that creates the music. Now, without the damper, what ends up happening is as the cylinder pins strike the tooth, this tooth continues to vibrate. And when the next pin strikes a tooth that's already vibrating, that causes a squeak. And if you've listened to a lot of vintage or antique music boxes, and if they have interesting squeaky sounds that do not sound pleasant, it's because the damper is not working. And so what a damper does, and I'm going to use this other screwdriver to replicate a damper, the dampers sit directly underneath the teeth of the comb. And so when the cylinder pin rotates around, it touches this damper, and so the comb is vibrating, and the pin touches the damper, and the damper touches the comb, which stops the vibration. The damper then falls back down, and the cylinder pin strikes the comb to create the proper note without the squeak. And if you don't have these dampers in place, the music just doesn't play correctly. And over time, dampers fail. Almost any vintage or antique music box you purchase that has not been fully serviced, which includes making sure all the dampers are properly in place, will not play properly. So again, the cylinder pin comes up, strikes the damper engages the tooth stops vibrating, and then the cylinder pin can strike the tooth to play the proper note without the squeak. I just wanted to demonstrate what dampering means and the importance of it, because again, I see a lot of music boxes sold and without videos, and they have not been redampered, and as a result, you will have a music box that doesn't play as it should. The dampers have to be placed incredibly precisely, the right length. They have to sit exactly underneath the teeth in the proper spot. Otherwise, when the cylinder pin strikes the damper, it will not create the proper dampening. Take care.